Hungry, fella?
If it isn't fresh, I'm out of business. Isn't that sweet, you little moneymaker, you?
Use new sweet fish every day. Keep that skunky cunt away. Use new sweet fish every day. Keep that skunky cunt away. Sweet fish.
I'm a rhyme record, dissect the interceptor, beat the Decepticon like Megatron. The purple shower runs through me, a war veteran with 16. With a mommy named Christine, it seems this life is but a dream. But while I'm here, let's get the cream, the remedies, the Hennessy. These niggas walk with jealousy and envy me, so I keep the grass so cut like I smoke cigarette butts. I'm straight out of the mud, like a pit is a stud. The drug plug, we call them fucking Poppy. Got the fiends walking like zombies, long dick. The fly is Barbies when the tape drop, get your copy. Yo, the smell blunt, it around me. Polo Nikes on my feet. I'm always looking fleek. Rock the do-rag Memphis bleak. Sleek, discreet, mumble rap, that shit is weak. Like these dudes wear skinny jeans, I power up with sensu beans. Bishop the Rook, now you shook, cause I'm about to take your queen. School you like your high school dean. Rhymes are like fucking caffeine. Yo, I got the vaccine, inject you with the seed.
So shorty.
Yo. What's going on, man?
Y'all already know what time it is. It is your boy, the infamous motherfucking Dr. Shockalou, with that podcast show where we talk that shit, walk that shit, and as always, be about that shit. Y'all know what time it is. It's that show.
Shockalou Dreams.
You hear it, baby. It's who?
Shockalou Dreams.
That's right, motherfuckers.
All the time.
Where we talk that shit, walk that shit, and it's always be about that shit. Today we have a special motherfucking guest in the motherfucking building. Sorry Supreme Rex wasn't here today. But he's having some more health problems again. Hopefully he will be all right. Keep eating your elderberries and what is it, sea moss and all that other.
And some cinnamon. Cinnamon does wonders.
Excuse me, all that other shit. And, we'll see you in the show. But anyways, like I was saying, my peoples, we have a special guest today, man. This is a homeboy of mine that I've known for years, man. When I say years, this is a motherfucker that I've known since, like, what I mean? Like, my man done came
years.
up.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
My boy done came up and did some things with his life, you know what I mean?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
with all that, people, this is my homie, Young Craig, a.k.a. Craiginators. You know what I mean? So what's up, big dog?
Not much, man. You know, just been trying to grow, trying to do everything, women, that's the big part. Trying to figure them out, which none of us can. So
Yeah,
it is what it is,
Dealing with women is something. Always something.
Always something. But,
But when you find that right one, you'll be all right, bro.
Exactly. Which hopefully I have now. Everything's working out great and all that kind of stuff. So just keep going with how it's going and see how it turns out.
How long y'all been together now, dog?
2 months.
What?
Yeah, already buying a house, having kids, that whole kind of thing,
Holy shit. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. But no. Yeah, no, we've been together for 2 months. It's been good 2 months. So we're going to see how long it lasts and everything like that. And hopefully it goes a distance. We'll never know.
Where'd you meet her at?
I actually met her through a friend. We'll start like that. Met her through a friend. Used to work together. Everything like that. Everything was great and dandy. We knew each other for years, and then she just recently got out of a relationship, so then finally got our chance to go ahead and give it a go.
Nice.
Yep,
Well,
yep.
kudos to that, and round of applause on that. Hopefully everything works good on that. And if not, then
it is what it is. Been through it before,
You know what I mean? Yeah, we all been through that story. It's hold on, let me get my shit. Where's my darkness shit? Is my darkness? Nope.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Nope, that's the crybaby one. There we go.
There it is. There it is. Yep.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Yeah, that's what usually happens. But when that happens, we usually do this too.
So I'm going to pay you $100 to fuck off.
You know what I mean? We ain't got time for that shit.
Exactly.
Because
We don't do that here.
not here on the Wakanda side of the game. So, I haven't chilled my dog in a couple years, man. My dog been doing some things. We've all been doing some things. We all grown up, elevated. So tonight we are going to actually just talk about our lives and some shit that we used to do back in the day, man.
Oh yeah, because we used to do some shit back in the day. That's
Probably
for sure.
make y'all laugh, probably make y'all get mad, but either way, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, it is what it is, you know.
That's the
We all
slogan
had
for
a-
the night.
We
It
all
is
had
what
a
it is.
prior life, and if you're mad about it, you're mad about it. Sorry about it, not sorry about it.
You've all done shit too, so there's things that I'm not proud of. There's things you're not proud of. But the difference between me and you is I let my nuts hang and I will say it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's what it is. So let's go ahead and start the show. What we got going on, dog?
So I think a good way to start would just be how we met. I mean, honestly, like
That's what I'm going to start off, dog. So
Yeah.
you want to tell people how we met? Well, actually, we met at the Comedy Improv. Mm-hmm. That's where I used to work. Shout out to nobody there.
yeah, right.
They can all suck my dick.
You got the short end of the stick out of that. I left on my own terms. You did not. But, you know.
I forgot that bitch ass nigga.
It
What's
is
his
what
name?
it is,
Mucus, a.k.a. Lucas. That was his name, but I called his ass Mucus because he's a bitch. And if one of y'all see this shit, I don't give a fuck. You can let the man know. We still holding grudges for fucking years. I don't care.
But if you want to give me a server job, I'd love to make money.
Yeah,
It
he'll
is
go
what it
over there
is.
and work for you. I'll never work for you, bitch. You can't even pay me for what I get, for the money I make now. So I don't even give a fuck. I make more than your manager. I make more than your whatever project manager, whoever the fuck up out there. I know you making more paper than me because you own the shit. But I'm getting up there too, motherfucker. I got my own company, and soon that shit'll blow up too.
Yeah,
So
right.
with that being said, and it ain't no franchise shit. It's my own shit.
Well, we got this.
Shockalou motherfucking dreams, baby.
Exactly.
Shockalou dreams.
When you speak the truth, people come.
Shockalou Dreams.
Got that custom shit for your ass.
Yep. But so yeah. So the way him and I
Shockalou
met
Dreams.
was at the comedy club, right? So we started there. We opened the place, everything like that. He was actually put on basically back order, and they had another fry cook that they liked better and all that kind of shit, whatever. And he worked there. We're gonna call him. His nickname's Sweat, right?
I was the sixth man.
Yeah, he was a sixth man, right? So we had Sweat as a fry cook, all that kind of stuff, right? Sweat got into some shit, and the funny story about him, about getting into shit, is I show up to work. We went out drinking. He was part of a work release program. Ended up going out drinking with us after we told him not to, right? He's a grown man. We told him what to do. He's like, nah, I'm a grown man. I'm going to do what I want to do. Go for it, man. Do it.
I do what I do. Do what I
I dropped
want.
him off at the work release program. They made him blow because he walked in stumbling in, at 3 a.m. So what else are they gonna do? Had him blow. He blew hot, so they kicked him out and said, "You have a warrant for your arrest." Right. So like any other man who has a warrant for his arrest, he goes and gets a motel on OBT, right? Because that's the thing you do. And he comes into work the next day. We all come into work. We're all hungover, all that kind of stuff. And I have a server walk up to me and goes, "Hey, yo, you talked to Sweat today?" And I was like, "No, I haven't seen him, man." He goes, "Oh, well, he walked up to me and said, 'Hey, look, dude, I got kicked out of the work release program. I blew hot, whatever. I'm staying at a motel on OBT. I'm not gay or nothing, but $20 is $20. So I'll go to the bathroom real quick, suck you off, give me $20 so I can stay at this motel." And apparently he did that like 3 or 4 people before they all rejected him. And he was like, "All right, I'm not going to make any money here, apparently, because nobody wants him to suck their dick." So he left. And,
Y'all heard that, right?
Yeah, the old Gluck 9000. He was trying to give it to them. And he probably is really good at it. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I was 19 at the time. He never... he was also made the Employee of the Month like 4 days before. So his picture's on the wall, that kind of stuff. So one of our other cooks decided he'd sit there and make a speech bubble that said, "I'm not gay or nothing, but $20 is $20. Slaps that on his fucking face. Our
I'll hear that.
Our chef walks in to find that, and he's like, "What the fuck is that about?" We explain it to him, and he goes, "Bro, we're not having any more Employee of the Month. Y'all gonna go out here sucking dick because you're Employee of the Month? Like, get the fuck out of here." So then they call Lou, trying to make him employee of the month. No, I'm kidding. But
yeah, right. I ain't sucking nobody's dick out there. That got me fucked up. I got fired out of there because I was trying to hustle the food. I was selling the food because them motherfuckers didn't want to give me a raise because I used to bust my ass at that fucking job. Like, I busted my ass. I built that motherfucker.
Yep.
And I sat there and worked and tried to do shit for all them motherfuckers. And man, I got stories on all them motherfuckers. Same thing for me.
I worked underneath the fucking chef.
Oh, yeah, you was there, too. We was there like the first days doing that shit.
We were there the first day, and then I was sitting there working right under the chef as an expo, sending everything out to the servers, doing all the pantry, all the fucking
my man
inventory.
was out there running and gunning, sending that shit out there.
Bro, at 19, I didn't know I was getting taken advantage, you know? It's like being on fucking Neverland Ranch with that motherfucker, you know? Like fucking...
like on the Michael Jackson side of the game.
Yeah. Like I'm sitting there doing all this work for pennies, and I was like, oh yeah, it's cool, you know, they trust me, all that kind of stuff. And you know, they brought Lou in, and he was sitting there talking about the Dave Chappelle show because that had just come out within the past like year.
Word.
Because that's how long we've known each other. Was Dave Chappelle had just come out.
Word, because we used to watch Chappelle. I remember that now. Yeah, Chappelle. Yep. Shout out to Dave Chappelle, man. We used to watch his shit.
Oh, all the time. That's actually what connected us because he's sitting there on the other side of the line. I was sitting on one side of the line, he's sitting on the other. And he's sitting there letting off fucking Chappelle show skits and all that kind of stuff, and I'm letting in on it. And he goes, oh, you like the Chappelle show? I was like, fuck yeah, I like the Chappelle show. And we just started going off from there. And from there, shit just bloomed and fucking went nuts.
Yo, me and Big Baby T, we still keep in contact too. Tibble, remember Big Baby T?
Big Baby T? Fuck, what's his name?
Brian's homeboy, the big black dude.
Yeah. That had gout, and he'd be sitting there, and he'd be at the fry cook stand, and he'd be like, yo, somebody else need to take over. My leg hurts. Like,
yeah. Big Baby T, like, me and him still keep in contact, man.
He was the one that got me caught on reggae. He's like, yo, you're white. I was like, I'm half white. I'm half Mexican, for all those that don't know. I'm half Mexican. I was like, yeah, I'm half white. And I was like, why? He's like, yo, you're going to love this shit. Brings a fucking CD in that he burned, puts it into our stereo system in the kitchen, and starts playing some fucking white-ass reggae. And you're like, what's this whack shit? I said, yo, this shit is fucking fire! And I still listen to that shit to this day.
Yo, you know who else I still keep in contact with? I know we ain't supposed to put names out there, but I'm going to say his name, because, I mean, I got some stories on YouTube.
The dishwasher?
Bro, yeah.
Yeah, the dishwasher, bro. Oh, fuck, what's his fucking name?
Coop.
Yeah, Coop was my boy, man. He was cool as shit.
Yeah, Coop was.
He was a hookup back in the day too.
Yeah, me and Coop used to fuck off, bro. That was my dude. We still keep in contact, but he doing his thing, man. He I know he in construction. I don't know exactly what he does, but I know he's doing his thing. He's making some paper.
I'm happy for him. He was a great dude, man. Like I loved hanging out with him whenever we go out and drink with him after hours and shit like that. That was the thing.
Other than making them pussy ass swamp bakes.
Oh, dude. I got a swamp ass.
Yeah, swamp ass.
Swamp ass in the window.
Straight up. It was that shit. What was the other shit? It was swamp ass, and there was the other fucking shit we used to have to cook on that motherfucking thing.
In the macaroni and cheese. We used to throw the mac and cheese up in the salamander. You got like an oven that sits above you that's like 300 fucking degrees.
Bitch, I had like 3,000 fucking chicken tenders on that.
You're throwing shit in there to make it crispy for all these motherfuckers. So if you say you want something extra crispy, it's going in a fucking oven that just stays on.
Having like 3,000 chicken tenders up there cooked up.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers didn't want us eating them shit like.
Oh, that was the sandbagging. That was the shit where you'd sit there and you're like, all right, we're gonna have what was our urban night? It was Wednesday night or Thursday night?
I can't even remember, bro.
I think it was Wednesday night. We had an urban night. And this motherfucker would be in fry and he'd be like, all right, I got a full basket of chicken wings and I got a full basket of chicken tenders. We're good to go.
Just dump all that shit.
And that was the problem with the job is they were like, no, you can't do that. You don't know if they're going to order chicken tenders or chicken wings. Bitch, he goes, look at me. I know they're going to order them.
We're going to order that shit. That shit coming in. Throw that shit in there.
And that was whenever the fucking the time travelers for Chappelle came out. And he said, bro, you not seen Chappelle? Like, I'm going to go back in time. Like, how about now?
The Brotherhood of Hate or whatever. Like, I hate you guys. Yeah. I hope you die. Hate. Remember that shit? That was that shit too. He was like, what was that nigga's name? He's like, man, touching yourself
Charlie
is like
Murphy.
Black on black. No, when,
Ashley Larry.
When he was like, touching yourself is like black on black crime.
That was Ashley Larry. Remember whenever he came to the comedy club and we got drunk with him afterwards?
Yeah, bro.
We went out with him and he
literally. Motherfuckers, him.
This man is a real man. Ashley Larry paid our entire tab that night. And I'll tell you, there was like 8 of us out there and we were servers, kitchen staff, everything like that. And this man straight up said, it's all on me. And we're like, afterwards, like we were buying our own stuff and we were like, yeah, you know, whatever. He goes, take all their tabs, put it on me. And we're like, yo,
Bro, like not
That's
to
a
put
man.
like the comics on blast, but there was a bunch of cool ones there, man. Fucking
Tony Rock, he came back and gave us $20
Tony Rock
each.
was official.
Yep.
Fucking who else was there? Was official? Joe Coy.
Yep.
He was official. Dude.
I still have his DVD that whenever I had to stay and do the green room afterwards.
Yeah.
And he signed it like 3 times because my girlfriend at the time, I thought I was gonna marry her. That was my fault. It was she was Filipino, and of course Filipinas love Filipinas, and so he was there.
About you dating that girl.
Yeah, that girl.
Damn,
And
that was a long
almost said her
time
name.
ago.
But
You still keep in contact? You know anything about that?
no, I
guy?
see her on Facebook. She's a doctor now.
Oh shit! All
She's
right.
a doctor.
Grey's
But,
Anatomy.
it is what it
this
is.
bitch. Oh shit!
But I got that.
What was that bitch name from Grey's Anatomy? The Asian.
The Asian one.
Chow Choi, whatever.
Oh god.
Anyway, shout out to Grey's Anatomy. I watched that shit too.
Grey's Anatomy was good. Not completely accurate. Actually, did you know the most accurate medical show on TV was Scrubs?
Yeah, you know what? I
As
never
the
got
comedy-
into Scrubs.
As a comedy, it was the most accurate as to what they diagnosed people with and how they perceived symptoms and vitals and everything
Yo,
like that.
but one thing I do know for sure though, because I asked the doctor and nurses when my shit got fucked up. I guess they weren't supposed to say shit, but they told me. Because I asked, said I'll be watching Grey's Anatomy and shit. Saying, bro, they be a bunch of hoes. Y'all be hoeing out too, don't you?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're just gonna go ahead and do that.
And like, yo, y'all motherfuckers be like keeping it in the clan.
I mean, you gotta remember, right? We do.
Shit
So
reminds
for
me
y'all
like
that don't know,
when niggas used to work in the kitchen, how everybody in the restaurant business, everybody used to keep it around the circle.
the servers and everything like that, except the
Yeah.
girl that we had to use to check our shoes whenever we walked behind her. You remember that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we'll call her Laura. Laura, we used to check our shoes because she shit in somebody's yard after we went drinking one night.
Oh yeah,
remember that?
I
You remember
remember that.
But that's a whole story on its own. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I'm a paramedic, so that's why we're talking kind of like the medical stuff and all that kind of thing. But yeah, no, they do be hoes out there. Like these EMTs, these paramedics, nurses,
Yeah.
doctors, everything like
I
that.
learned that shit from motherfucking Grey's Anatomy. My boy Sloan was out there slaying them.
So the problem is, the reason that we're like that, and that a lot of people don't know, is we hate the general public, right? I don't hate you, I don't hate him, I don't hate anybody else like that, right? But just in general, right? We deal with the worst of the worst and all that kind of stuff. So the best person to take that out on is somebody who has the same views. So, why not go with somebody who's at the job? It's easy. That and I work 100 hours a week, so who else am I going to see? I'm going to see somebody who's at the job, It's not necessarily like it's like, oh, we have
Did
to
y'all
do
have
that.
like the little secret room like they do that y'all go and splash and shit?
So that's not a secret room. That's actually in every hospital for doctors that are doing 24, 48-hour shifts because they're low on doctors.
Yeah.
They go in there. It's the on-call room. So they go in there, they sleep, everything like that. Surgeons sleep in there if they don't live within 30 minutes of the hospital. So like, let's say you have a heart attack, right?
Okay.
And you need a stent put in. You have to have a specialized doctor to do that because it's a specialty, right? Nobody's just gonna go around digging in your fucking heart, whatever. I'm not gonna go in there and go, oh yeah, your fucking heart, yeah. No, you got a special doctor for that who makes hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he has to live within 30 minutes of the hospital, or if he's on call, he sleeps in that room. So every hospital has that room, but they make it seem like it's like the hideaway. Like that's one thing that I have about Grey's Anatomy is that they make it sit there and seem like it's a lot more seedy than what it is. And don't get me wrong. Like it's to that, but not really to that extent. Like that's not the fuck room. Like it's not
But
a
y'all
sex
was
dungeon.
fucking. Y'all be fucking in that room.
Sometimes,
Okay, that's all I want to know.
sometimes, it's not all the time. It's not like that's what it's designated for. Like I don't go, hey, meet me in the sex dungeon. Like it's like, oh, hey, what's up? Blah 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 blah.
You
Shit
ready?
happens.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it.
So what's up? Okay, yeah, let's go.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Let's go. So, how long you been doing this paramedic shit now?
11 years.
Whoa.
I've known you for 12, and I've been doing it for 11 now.
Yeah, because I remember you started it and you left to Texas to go do that shit.
Yeah, you were at the party at my house whenever we were going to do all that kind of shit. My mom stole a goat, put it on my ex-girlfriend's
Word,
door.
yeah. I forgot about that too.
There's been a lot of crazy shit that's happened. Literally, my mom stole a goat. Not stole a goat, borrowed. Okay, she knew it was going to go back.
Wasn't it the school goat or some bullshit?
It was a school goat because I was the president of the FFA, right? Future Farmers of America.
Yeah.
And my mom went there, took 2 of my best friends and her best friend without me knowing. We're all sitting there drinking, getting fucked up, having a good time because the next day I was going to Texas.
She came back with that bitch.
She didn't come back to the house. She went to her house, tied it to her front door with fucking Christmas lights, plugged them in, and then came back to the house and told me what she did. And I was like, Mom, what the fuck? And my ex-girlfriend at the time lived like 20 minutes away, and I was fucked up. I wasn't going there to get the goat. Like, that's all you. Like, the next morning, I woke up to drive to Texas to go do my school and all that shit for EMT. I had like 20 fucking phone calls, 30 voicemails.
That shit was blowing up.
Like, oh, it was nuts. Absolutely insane. I didn't answer any of them. I just left it what it was. I was like, you know who did it. Like, you're good. Like, it wasn't me. My fingerprints aren't on the goat. Like, I know I'm fine. Like,
damn, yeah, I forgot about that shit. Word, it was a bunch of good old shit.
Remember Scott, the Irishman that worked behind the bar that used to hook us up?
Yeah, Scotty Too Hottie. Yeah, I remember
Scotty Too Hottie, who had the pressure washing company.
He started working at the bar we used to go across the street to.
Yeah, he left our bar and went to Adobe Gillows.
Yeah.
Adobe Gillows closed like a year and a half ago.
No, for real?
Yeah, they closed a year and a half ago because they raised the rent, and Adobe Gillows was like, "Nah, we're out."
So who's over there now?
I have no idea. I haven't been there.
Yeah,
honestly, I haven't been there. Like, I thought about getting tickets to the Improv just to go and see who's there and be like, fuck you. But
the old, like, the managers and shit, they're still there.
They're still there. They're still there.
And I forgot the Tracy,
Crystal, Tracy, and Luke. And then I don't know who the chef is now because it was the corporate chef whenever we left because he fired our fucking regular chef, Brian.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I don't know who's all over there.
We're in Florida. And it's a Creole fare restaurant attached to it, right? Fat Fish Blue.
Fat Fish. That shit ain't made no paper.
This man said, look, you start in Ohio, you use fucking frozen shit. I can go down the street, get it half price fresh, off the boat within 4 hours of whenever the fuck I buy it. Does that, corporate chef comes in and goes, oh, this is delicious. It's not the same as what's in Ohio, you're fired. Kicked him out that day. And remember, he pulled us all out individually to make sure we wouldn't walk out and make the restaurant close that day.
Yeah.
Because we had DL Hewley on stage.
We cooked for a lot of famous motherfuckers. There was Cedric, Rob.
Not only the people that were on stage, but the people who came to see them. Remember, we had Chris
Tucker came.
It was Tony Rock that was on stage, and then his brother Chris Rock came and watched him on the stage, came back to the kitchen, said hello to us. Tony Rock, after he did his 4 sets, came back and gave us each $20. Because he was like, yo, I know that y'all are the unsung heroes. Here you go. You don't get tip out. Here you go. Gave us each $20 because he's like, yo, y'all deserve it. And he ate our food the entire time.
Nah, there were some cool-ass comics, man. There were some cool-ass comics.
The one that I will never forgive is Eddie Griffin.
Yeah, bitch-ass nigga.
That man right there.
Told you, man. I told you about that.
Eddie Griffin, I can never, ever, ever, ever hear the phrase, don't ever say I never gave you nothing without fucking saying something. Like, that's literally how it was. Because I was in charge of the green room that night, his last night there, where he was on till 4 a.m., right?
That man wanted a pair of shoes anytime he went up on the stage.
A $300 pair of Adidas. Solid white Adidas. Every time he went on stage. But it couldn't be the same pair. It had to be a different pair every time. Do you know how hard that is? I didn't buy them, but I know somebody did. Like, the manager did. She went off and fucking had to go search the outlets and
shit. Forgot homie's name. The security nigga that his sister used to work with.
The one that got mushed?
No, not him.
Purvis is that guy's
Parvis.
name.
Yeah, not Parvis. Yeah. His sister, big tall chick. Actually, both of his sisters worked
Cindy is the sister.
Yes.
Cindy's the big girl.
Yeah.
Love her. She was great.
Yeah, she was cool. Yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to the sister
cool
too.
Shit.
Both of the sisters was official, and the brother was super official. I just can't remember your name right now.
Rob?
Was it Rob?
Was the Pine Hills motherfucker?
Man, I know he was one of the bouncers.
There was Rob. There was Purvis.
It was Cindy. It was Cindy. Cindy had a sister, and it was the brother. The brother was the bouncer guy. Like, he ran the front door.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can see his face right now.
Yes, I can't remember his name.
I cannot remember his name.
Shout out to him, too. He was an official dude.
But Rob, by the way, I've seen you around Orlando a bunch. Love you, brother. Hope I see you soon. You're
No,
awesome.
Rob is cool.
Rob's cool as fuck. He got fired on some bullshit too.
We actually follow each other. Yeah, he's cool because as I remember, I think he was gonna do some stand up, and then I don't know what happened.
He did some stand up. He did some stand up with the as far as I know, because I think I saw him on the stage out in front in Fat Fish Blue whenever they did the stand up, whenever you could walk up and just kind of do it.
Yeah, when he did the amateur shit, I know he came up and did that.
I think he did that, and he fucking killed. He's great. He's funny. He's a funny guy. I've seen him out in Orlando a million times at different events and shit like that. And I always see him. I'm like, yo, Rob, what's up, man? You know, he's got this long ass fucking beard now. Looks like a Harley Davidson rider.
Word.
I'm like, yo, what's up, man? You know,
Jersey's
how's it going,
doing
dude?
this thing too. He's doing like cruises, like he getting on cruises and doing stand up.
Jersey, yeah. So Jersey was one of the house comics. So from the start, he was a house comic, right? He's Haitian, long dreads, everything like that. Funny as shit, man.
Still looks the same.
Funny, it still looks the same. Funny as shit.
Yo, I try to get this man on the show so many times,
This
bro.
man is funny as fuck. Like,
He
I
be ghosting
love
nigga,
that man.
but shout out to him.
Bro, he's
a funny nigga.
He was on every show we had at Improv. We worked there probably like about a year. And that's 4 days a week. It was Wednesday through Sunday. Wednesday had one show, Thursday had one show, Friday, Saturday had two shows, and Sunday had one show.
He used to come through with Firebud too. I ain't even gonna lie.
Bro, this boy would come
Jersey
through.
used to come through with some Firebud.
Oh, Das Fuhren would come through with some fire.
Everybody used to come through with some fire though. We used to have some
from
fire.
different areas, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was nuts.
Everybody had some fire in there. Not to incriminate the Improv, but
Bro, my
niggas used to get busy and get down in that bitch, bro.
my
Everybody had
number
some
one-
shit in there when we all used to work there.
My number one comedian is the guy that I went with Das Fuhren to the fucking green room with, right? And we made it an official green room. That was the first time I ever had Sour Diesel. Because remember, this is 12 years ago. This is before all you Gen Zs had the dispensaries and
All the shit y'all laying down
Cinderella
now.
and this shit's permanent. Like, we didn't have shit named like that. We had Sour Diesel. We had Regs,
It
which
was
your
Sour
ditch weed.
Diesel, Kush,
Kush, which was supposed to be just up there with Sour Diesel, but Sour Diesel was supposed to be the best.
some Crippy.
Some Crippy, and then you had Jamaican weed, which is Regs, basically.
Yeah.
Like, just absolute shit. And that's all we had back in the day.
The yard weed.
So the first time that I had Sour Diesel was with a comedian that I'm gonna go ahead and his name was Bosch Jew, right? So we're gonna go ahead and say that was his name, Bosch Jew, okay? Because I'm not gonna put his name on blast. He had cerebral palsy. He had his arm, so always doing this, right? And he came back to the kitchen one day and he asked the chef. He's like, "Let me talk to the chef." I was like, "All right, let me grab Brian. Grab Brian." I was like, "Hey, look, comedian wants to talk to you. You know, whatever." The famous people always came back. They made special requests all the time, so it wasn't a big deal. I'm like, all right, cool. So here you go. And that was the thing too, is we never got starstruck. Like, with everybody we met, we never got starstruck because we met them so many times. Like,
They come and do the show so many times, and we were
like Dwight Howard coming to the back with his fucking giant wingspan. He came back and he's like, "Yo, you know, my fucking food was
Damn,
awesome."
I was just
like,
about to
"Thanks so
say
much."
something and I forgot, man. Because I was waiting for you to talk.
Oh, sorry.
No, you good, you good.
But
There
yeah,
was something that happened. Okay, I remember. I can't remember her name right now.
okay.
It was this chick that became famous. She was a white chick.
Amy Schumer.
Yes.
Amy
You
Schumer.
remember-
I
you
show that
remember-
picture all the time. When we got
Remember
to
when
take
she
a picture
came
with
to the
her.
house and she tried to play the video? We were like, man, I don't know we give a fuck about
Yep,
that.
yep,
we were getting
yep,
fucked
yep.
up. Yo,
Bro, so
she came to the crib.
She was nothing back in the day, and literally like went out there. I took a picture with her because she's like, "Oh, one of these days I'm gonna be famous." I said, "You're funny, but I don't know if you're that funny." Like, whatever. Took a picture with her, all that kind of shit. I still have it. I'm pretty sure I have it on my Facebook still. And yeah, now
We brought her to the
she's
crib.
got movies out. She came back to the crib. We got fucking
Chilling with us. But then she wanted to talk about her movie that she was doing, so she tried to play her movie. Or whatever. It was a movie or some shit. I don't know.
It
we
was
sat there and watched it for like...
It was them filming it. It was them filming. It was behind the scenes shit. We're like,
Okay.
bro, like, we're too high for this shit.
We
Like,
watched
get the
that
fuck out
shit
of
for
here.
like 5 minutes. And
I
then,
can't follow it
like,
because
we
there's
all
too
got
much
about the
shit
room and just
moving
went over
and-
in the kitchen and she got mad. And we're like, yo, don't we give a fuck about that shit. She caught an attitude. They're like, yo, get the fuck up out of here. Don't we give a fuck. Like, we just chilling. Like,
And
we
she's
good.
worth fucking millions of dollars now.
Yeah, like, it's crazy.
And she started there, and like us literally having her in the fucking crib, just being
Like,
like, "Yo,
yo.
like fuck off, like we don't want to see your movie, like we don't. That's great, do your movie, like everything like that." And yeah,
So, shout out to the Schumer. Some of your movies are good.
I'll give you this.
Some of your jokes are good too, but the rest of your shit is trash.
I love Amy Schumer's earlier stuff. Like back whenever she was at the club. After that, maybe like about 5 years, everything was great, but then everything just became sexist. Everything became men ain't shit, all that kind of stuff, feeding and everything like that. That's what her empire was built off of.
She became a little big block too, little chunky monkey.
Yeah, but I mean, shit. You're worth that much. Like, what's
the
up?
The little
man?
double chin effect, the little chicken gizzard bit. Had that shit going. Not trying to diss you, but
no, but I mean,
I just ain't gonna forget that day because you got all mad in your bag like niggas was supposed to be kissing your ass. Even now you famous, I still ain't gonna kiss your ass.
All right, I would. You got a lot of money, like let's go. It's the same thing on the other foot, right? You sit there, you got a really ugly dude who has fucking $50 million in the bank, right? Woman's gonna hit, he's got the nice car, everything like that. Like you see the gold digger thing. You did a gold digger thing, yeah. Like he's not a great looking dude, anything like that. And then
it's about the
he's
money.
got all that, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I can fuck with you or whatever, right? But she's the same way. Like she's not a catch. Like she's like, if you were to let's do a 1 to 30 scale, right? Because 1 to 30 is more accurate. Let's go ahead and get that out there. You can't do a 1 to 10 because you can't tell me the difference between a 5 and a 7. Okay.
Well, no, you got to do like Kevin Samuels because he says pick 1 through 10, but you cannot use 7 because everybody uses 7. You can't use 7, so you got to pick through 1 through 10, but you can't use numbers.
I feel like it's got to be 1 through 30. It's got to be 1 through 30 because you have to have that variant. You got to be able to I can tell you the difference between a 20 and a 25.
30 is the top high.
Yeah.
And
30's high.
Okay.
1's low. Right.
Okay. Cool.
I can tell you the difference between a 20 and a 25. But if you crunch it down, you do the math and all that shit. I'm not gonna make y'all do it. But you sit there and you're like, 5 and a 6. You can't tell me the difference between a 5 and a 6.
Well, a 5, if she dresses up, she upgrades to a 6. Maybe to a potential 7.
Maybe she's got a certain kink that you like, right? Like maybe you like fucking, maybe you like Asians. She gets +1 or whatever, right?
Okay.
You do something like that, yeah. But, if you're sitting there and you're like, okay, you have 2 women, right? No special kinks, nothing like that, okay?
Got you.
And you're like, okay, she's a 6, she's a 7. You're like, why? Oh, well, she has an extra highlight or something like that. But if I were to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, I have a 20 and a 25. Okay, well, what's the difference? Oh, well, she... the 20, right? She's cool, she's fly looking, everything like that, but she doesn't I like, let's say guns, right? I like guns, I like shooting guns, blah, 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 right? 25, they look the exact same. They're twins, actually. But this one, she likes shooting guns, so she
knows about guns and everything.
Right.
Okay, I got you. So that gives an extra 5 points.
If you give a bigger number range, you have a better understanding of how hot this chick is. Right?
Okay, I got you.
So, because everybody always goes with 7, right? Like you said, everybody always goes with 7. They go with 5 to 7, because nobody ever wants to say that they hooked up with a 4. Nobody ever says they hooked up with a 4.
4s or 5s.
I hooked up with a 5, whatever. I got videos of fucking, a literal -3s apartment on my fucking phone right now. We'll post that next time I'm on. But, because I went through a toxic stage, right? I was engaged, and then I broke it off because of our own shit and everything like that, whatever, right? And then I went through a toxic stage where I was just like, you know what? Fuck everybody. I'm just going to do my own thing, right?
Cool.
And I fucked over some nice girls, everything like that. I do feel bad about it. It is what it is, but I got a good girl now, everything like that. I'm out of that stage, blah, 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 blah. But that toxic stage, I got some videos of some fucked up apartments and grimy shit that chicks do that if a dude does it, they're never getting pussy.
Word.
But they're sitting there thinking that they're going to get dick, and then I walk out and they get mad.
Because you're filthy.
You're filthy. You're disgusting. If your bathroom looks like this, I don't want you to take your pants off. I'll tell you that right now. The video y'all will see next stream, y'all don't want to see it.
Next to godliness, bro. And I say that all the time.
Nope.
You got to be clean, bro. If you're not clean, that fucks you.
And that's the only reason why I keep the video. I keep that evidence that y'all be nasty.
What?
Y'all gotta fucking make sure you keep the same level as us. I can't sit there and fucking have Billy Bush, right? And fucking come at you like, oh, look at my fucking dick. Y'all wouldn't be fucking about it, You can't sit there and have a toilet that has scum on it from fucking the 2 years you've lived there. You've literally renewed.
You ain't never put no jacks or nothing.
You've renewed your lease since the last time you scrubbed that bitch.
And that's just still there.
No, that ain't happening. No, I'm out. Have a good day. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And it doesn't help that bitch was also a woodpecker. And a woodpecker
is a chipper. Chipperoonies.
No, she's one of those that you go to make out with her. They're bad at making out, and they just hit you in the fucking face with their lips. Like, there's no tongue action. There's no locking lips.
A woodpecker.
Bro, straight up woodpecker. I got shit for days. Y'all are in for a treat. You get me on here multiple times, I got you for days. But this woodpecker's sitting there, like, literally, it's just, like, I had a concussion after she was done with me.
Peck.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really kiss no more, man. I don't know.
You've never been about kissing, though, ever since
I've never been a kisser, yeah.
Ever since, and I understand your reason. I understand it. Absolutely. Because I've tasted some weird shit on bitches' lips before. Like...
It's true.
Remember, that's the toxic stage. That's the toxic stage. That's going through fucking, whatever, and, whoever comes up here and fucking blah, blah, blah.
Now let me ask you this, because you're saying we're the toxic stage.
Uh-huh.
Now, I guess out there admitting, the men, do have a toxic stage.
Oh, absolutely.
When the woman, now, let's say because, there are women that are completely toxic all around. But if you've met a woman that's had her toxic stage and then mess with her, did she go back to being toxic?
I already know what you're going to ask. So people who go through toxic stage, right? So typically the toxic stage, like mine was, right? And I've had friends who've had it and everything like that. It's where you have some kind of breakup, you have some kind of shit go wrong in your relationship.
Some shit went sour on your way.
Some shit went fucking sour. Like, you went in to fucking have that fucking bowl of Fruity Pebbles in the morning, and that milk came out chunky, right? Like, fucking, like, that shit came out fucking rank, right? And you're like, you know what? Fuck everybody. Fuck morals, fuck being good, fuck being nice. Like, I'm out here just to get my fucking nut and do what I'm gonna do and just be me.
That's it, right? I'm out here.
But then, towards the end of the toxic stage, like, once you get out of that toxic stage, Nanu. But once you get out of that toxic stage, that's whenever you realize, like, that's whenever you're actually the most adult, I feel like, is because you come out of that toxic stage and you realize that that's not who you actually are. That's who you were reacting to what happened to you.
Now, do you think everybody needs to go through that stage in life?
Some people need it, other people don't. Some people need that go from relationship to relationship, right? Where they're always in a relationship, right? We all know a friend. We all have a friend who does that, where they're like, oh, Jeremy, or, Sarah, or whatever. Fuck me over.
I've always found that weird. And I can't do that.
And then, like, a week later, they're with somebody else, and they're in a committed relationship. They're monogamous, like, all that kind of shit, right? Everybody has that friend.
Like, how the fuck did that go down?
It all comes down to exactly what you feel like your needs are. As far as, like, whenever it comes to mental health, coming down to the mental health thing. But mental health and, like, closure, kind of, but, like, I don't need closure. Like, I'm not a closure person. Once we're done, we're done. Like, we're done. I'm not gonna fuck with you anymore. Like, that's it. Like, I've never hooked up with an ex again. I've talked to exes, but never in like a, let's get back together. Let's do this. Let's do that. Like, no, it's been like, oh, I have your shit. You want it back? Like, that kind of shit. Cause I don't fuck with them like that.
I gotta get that closure. Sometimes I need my closure.
Bro, fuck closure. Closure is a myth. You
think so?
Closure is a myth. Closure is that you felt like you needed the pussy one more time as a dude. As a guy, you feel like you need that pussy one more time because you don't know when the next time you're going to get it. Because you got to remember, women fuck who they want, men fuck who they can.
Facts. Oh, that's some fresh and fit.
That's it right there. That's
fresh
it right
and
there.
Fit. Oh, you've been watching Myron and the Nigerian.
No, that's a fucking fact. I sit there and I can fucking.
Oh yeah, I know that. I've been on that creed from the longest. I don't need no fresh and fit or none of that. I've been on that creed since the longest. It's just people didn't want to believe the shit. Now
the perfect example.
There's men that actually speaking that shit, and now you guys want to believe it.
The perfect example of that, right, is I had a buddy back whenever I was in college, right? Or I wasn't in college. I wasn't in college at the time. I was already working as an EMT, all that kind of shit. I lived in a house with 3 other dudes who were in college. We went out with a guy who his entire mission, the entire night, was to get to fuck a chick in the ass in the bathroom of whatever bar we were in. Okay? This man would walk up to every woman in the bar. Doesn't matter how old, young, whatever, right? She's in the bar. She's obviously legal enough, so he's going to try to hit it. He would walk up to everyone in the bar, let's say he went up to 100 women, 1 out of 100 would be like, okay. And he'd go and fuck them in the ass and then come out and be like, yeah, I fucked him in the ass. We'd be like, no, I don't want to touch your hands. Like, what the fuck, man? But
was this nigga locked up or anything?
No. This man just loved
so
Jack
what
Daniels.
He had a booty fetish for?
This man loved Jack Daniels. He was a bigger dude. He was probably like about 400 pounds. And he would drink an entire bottle of Jack Daniels every time we went out. And as soon as he finished that bottle, he would go around and ask every woman in every bar we were in if he could fuck him in the ass in the bathroom. And we'd be downtown Orlando, so there's mad bitches down there. Mad bitches. There'd be a hell of a lot of women. I don't know why I said it like that. There'd be a hell of a lot of women down there. And he would sit there and try to fucking, and he would go up to every single one and be like, hey, his famous line, this is his famous line. His famous line was, he'd walk up and he'd be like, hey, I want my dick to taste what you had for lunch.
What the fuck?
And they'd be like, what? And he's like, I want to fuck you in the butt in the bathroom.
Hell no. Nah.
Bro, 1 out of 100.
You get the straight Bruce Lee
1 out
of
of 100. You tell me 1% of that works. Go downtown right now. There's fucking 1,000 women down there. 1 in 100.
Don't tell them you want to fuck them in the ass.
1 in 100. That means you're fucking 10 bitches that night in the bathroom, dirty as shit in their ass.
Bitches gotta be shit-faced drunk.
It is what it is. That's literally what he would do. There was a time that he literally fucked a chick in the butt in the bathroom. Right? Came out. We're like, bro, that's disgusting. Like, look at her. Like, that's why she let you fuck in the ass, right? And he's like, oh, fuck you. I got laid. None of you else got laid in the bar. Like, whatever, right? We left. The Red Bull girls were
with a shitty dick, nigga.
Right? Like, he's not whore bathing that in the fucking bathroom we were in. Like, that was a disgusting ass fucking club we were in. And he comes out, and we all go outside to go to the next bar because we're bar hopping that night. And the Red Bull girls are there. And we've got the Red Bull girls around us. Like, they're Red Bull girls, right? They're fucking gorgeous. They're fucking 8s to 10s, right? That's all they hire. It's a modeling job. So we're sitting there. We put our arms around them. We're taking pictures of them and everything like that. I have a picture on my old phone of us with them. He leaned over to both of them and said, I want my dick to taste what you had for lunch. And one of the girls goes, what does that mean? He goes, I want to fuck you in the ass in the bathroom of that bar right there.
And they went right in the
Mind
bathroom.
you, this is a 400-pound fucking man. And this girl goes, I'm game. Goes to the bathroom, fucks in the bar. After he already fucked this other like 400 fucking pound bitch in this other bar.
Yo,
like,
my man Rex needs to hear this shit because he gotta know that even the big boy can get it.
Bro, like straight up, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've been there.
They out there.
The stories that fucking I have from living in that house, just of the 4 dudes, it was literally me and 3 other college guys. I wasn't in college, but they were in college. We would throw parties of like 60 to 100 guys. You came to one of the parties, I think.
Yeah. I remember I came to one party.
We had the inflatable fucking slide, and we had
That's
all
when
that
you
shit.
was with the shorty
Shannon,
at the time.
I was with that girl and fucking.
And no more her.
No, fuck that bitch. We were engaged.
Get her ass up out of there.
I broke that shit off. She got married to the Tinder guy she met within a week after we broke up.
Tinder.
She met the guy on Tinder, moved him into the house within a week of us breaking up from a 6.5-year relationship, and then married him exactly a year later.
Wow.
That's why I don't hold it against you women, but I don't feel bad about y'all leaving. Because if it's between marrying you, getting cheated on the whole time.
The Tinder game was official then because, yo, I used to try the Tinder. I ain't gonna lie. I guess I used to throw some Tinder pictures up. I guess I was an ugly motherfucker because they didn't fuck with me on the Tinder.
Bro, they don't fuck with me on Tinder either. I mean, look at me.
I'm like, yo.
I'm a good looking guy.
I got that personality.
Funny. Like, I got that kind of shit going on for me, whatever.
Fuck y'all.
No, I had one match, right? And like I said earlier, I'm Mexican. And we were supposed to meet up on the weekend after Cinco de Mayo. And I told her, I said, yeah, let's meet up on Saturday. She goes, oh, well, Cinco de Mayo is Wednesday. I said, well, I work Wednesday, but I'll meet you on Saturday. We'll make it our own Cinco de Mayo since it's not a real holiday.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, it's not a real Mexican holiday. I'm sorry to break it to you, but it's an American holiday.
Yes, America made that shit.
Made by the wine, liquor, and beer companies to sell a fuck ton of alcohol that day.
To get y'all asses to buy some shit.
Exactly. To make an American holiday about buying liquor, right?
Aha.
And I told her that, and she goes, oh, you can't sit there and appropriate the whole culture because you have an opinion. I said, I'm literally Mexican, and my Mexican side of the family has never celebrated Cinco de Mayo. They've always, my entire life, has said that it is an American-made holiday. For real? Legitimately. There was a battle. Don't get me wrong. There was a battle. If you look it up, there was a battle, right, that Mexico won, but we don't celebrate that in Mexico. I have family in Mexico that doesn't celebrate Cinco de Mayo because it's not a thing.
So it's an American-made shit.
America, the Americans of those beer, wine, and liquor companies made that holiday so that way they could have a boost in sales on that day, because that was apparently during that time, whenever they made that holiday, was whenever their sales lowered. Right? So it was whenever, you know, I don't know, like crops were good and shit like that. People weren't depressed. So
look at that. There's some history for your asses right there.
So they made that holiday to bring liquor sales up during that time.
For all you drunks and alcoholics there.
I'm there with you. I'm not judging you. I'm drinking with you. Cheers.
There's some history for your ass while you're sitting there getting crunk, motherfucker.
But,
you know what I mean?
So,
Bing, bang, bing, bang, bing, bang. Fuck your life. Fuck your life.
Anyways.
But yeah, so they want to sit there and act like it's a Mexican holiday. It's not a Mexican holiday. It's an American-made holiday on a Mexican battle that we don't hold any significance in.
Ooh.
But this fully blooded white woman, right? Not to bring race into it, but
Karen.
I'm half Mexican.
A Karen.
Grew up Mexican, right?
A Karen, my bad.
Catholic Mexican with the fucking rulers and everything, right? I grew up Catholic Mexican. She's trying to tell me how the fuck my culture is and how my people are. I was like,
always a Karen.
Like, don't get me wrong. I know I don't look Mexican. I get pulled over by the cops. I get let go just as much as any other white guy, right? But I still have my family that I still hold the beliefs in and everything like that, right? Day of the Dead, things like that. We still make our boxes and all that kind of stuff and still give our tributes to our ancestors.
Yeah.
And that's just how I was raised. But then I've got this fully blooded white woman that I met on fucking Tinder. Hadn't even met her in person yet. Who's sitting there appropriating my own fucking culture. And I said, you can look it up on fucking internet. You can look it up on Google Cinco de Mayo, how it started, right?
Oh, look it up, bitch.
Anything will tell you that it was an American-made holiday. Yes, there was a Mexican battle, but it means nothing to the Mexicans. Like, yes, like, blah, 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 blah. But it wasn't their actual independence, right?
Ooh, facts.
So you got to realize that. Now, do we take offense in you celebrating the day? No, we fucking love drinking. Why would we take away a day of drinking? Like,
yeah, we're going to drink. Fuck it.
I'm going to fucking
go
drink.
home.
I drink every day on Cinco de Mayo. But I'm not going to sit there and be told that my own fucking people's culture is one way whenever it's another, right? And so, like, that was the only Tinder match that I got, and I ended up dropping it. I ghosted her because of that right there. And it was 3 days before Cinco de Mayo. It was on, like, fucking May 2nd that I was like, all right.
Wow.
Like I'm out.
Yeah, I never had no luck on Tinder, so no shout outs to Tinder.
That was the only match I had. I was on Tinder, I was on Bumble, I was on Facebook, dating, like all that kind of shit. That was the only match I ever got.
I never finished that shit. I started it and then I never finished it.
It's not worth it. No,
honestly, I don't need it because I got me. Yeah. Well, y'all already know.
Oh yeah.
I already got somebody, so
yeah,
I'm good. Sure. I don't need none of that shit, and she knows. We solid. I talk this shit on here because she knows.
Well, all that shit, like, you know? Legitimately, it's all superficial. Like, they want to sit there and they want to see you. Like, I drive a Jeep, right? If I would have posted my Jeep all over that motherfucker, me at the beach, me on a fucking yacht, anything like that, I would have gotten matches like a motherfucker. But I don't post that because I want you to like me for me. I want you to like me because these are my beliefs. This is what I want you to like me for. Like, I want you to like me for my core beliefs.
Yeah, like a dude. When a dude likes a female, we like her for her substance. When we're young, we like you for your body. I'm not gonna lie. When we're young, we like you for your tits and ass.
Yeah.
And
then once you get older, like I'm 30
if you fucking,
now.
and especially if you fucking a lot, then yeah, we like you a lot.
Like I'm 30.
But after that, when that stage is over, we really want to. If we do like you, it's because you have, like, you're my peace of mind. You're my substance. You're
match
chilling.
The way that I think.
You match the vibe.
We can handle if something comes up. We can discuss it. Like It's not a mountain out of a molehill every time we have an argument. Like it's legitimately like a oh hey, like I saw some dude text you. Oh yeah, no, I already blocked him. Like, oh okay, cool. You know, whatever.
Yeah,
like it's not the
I
high
used to
school
think it was
bullshit
all about sex,
oh,
but it's not.
Oh no, like that girl liked your page, you need to block her, and then you block her, right? And then this dude fucking is sitting there DMing her like, hey, nice tits, and she's like, oh, it's harmless. Like, and you're like, hey, block him, and she's like, oh no, I'm not gonna block him. He's a friend. Like, no, that's not how it works. It's a two-way street.
Facts.
It's a two-way fucking street.
You heard him.
It's a two-way fucking street. You have to think of the shoe on the other foot. And that's a huge issue that relationships have. Is women want to sit there and think that their man is jealous. He's not jealous. He doesn't care if you go to work. He doesn't care if you work. He doesn't care if you see other men, anything like that. It's about territorial, right? Like I said, I have a Jeep. It has a security system. I have low jack. I have locks on it, right? Everything like that, right? I'm not worried about somebody stealing my Jeep. I still don't want somebody
getting too far with that bitch.
I still don't want somebody tugging on the goddamn handle, right? I don't want somebody touching that motherfucker. That's territorialism. And that's a lot of thing that y'all don't have to distinguish between. Is you say, oh, he's jealous because I'm talking to another man. No, it's not about being jealous. It's territorialism. I don't care if you're best friends, okay? You can be best friends all you want. He says something out of line, it's territorialism now. Ooh. You can be friends with men, right? I don't care if you're friends with men. Be friends with men all you want. I have women who are friends. I don't expect you to tell me that I can't have women who are friends. I don't expect to tell you that you can't have women who are friends. But it takes time.
It takes time because usually when you're young, you might have that one girlfriend that's like actually your friend. Because I remember you had a homegirl that was your friend, your black homegirl, Shorty. Yeah. Y'all were like mad good friends.
Yep.
But usually at that time, usually a motherfucker don't fuck them. I ain't gonna lie.
I didn't fuck them.
A lot of no. I'm saying me. I'm gonna keep it a buck. A lot of girlfriends that I had with my friends when I was younger, like yeah, I fucked them before we became friends.
She was my best friend.
As I become older, like it is like people don't, especially women, understand it is possible for dudes to have women friends. Like I understand that it's possible for y'all to have women. I mean, not women friends, guy friends. But it depends on the guy because if it's a guy that's like you don't put his ass in a friend zone, then motherfucker, that ain't no friend. No. Now if it's some guy that
he's trying to slip in any second that fucks up, he's trying to listen to whenever homie fucking sits there and is like, oh, we had a fight and I went to sleep angry, and he's like, oh, tell me, like I want to know, come to my bed.
If it's a guy though that's already got his shit together and doing whatever his thing, and he's just like actually just like your friend, that can happen, but not all the time. But it can happen.
I have been.
But when you throw a motherfucker in that friend zone, they already know what time it is.
I have been friends to, I don't even know, hundreds of women. We'll say, right? I'm 30 years old. Been friends with hundreds of women, right? I don't have to fuck them all. I don't want to fuck them all, right? I want to be friends with you. I like the way that you talk. I like the way that you are. I like the way that we vibe. Everything like that. I like being in your company, right? Doesn't mean I want to fuck you. Doesn't mean I want to put my dick in you. Doesn't mean I want to make babies. Doesn't mean anything like that. I want a relationship.
Yeah, just like hanging out.
I want to be around you.
You're actually
right?
pretty cool.
I know women can have that same relationship, but the problem is that a man's primal instinct is that he wants to fuck.
Exactly.
So the issue
and
that I have,
female, you understand what it is with that person,
and you play into it.
If you have a man,
you play into it subconsciously. So even if you have a man and you're like, oh, I have a man, and he's like, oh, okay, you know, whatever, right? And he says something, he's like, oh, you're gorgeous. And you're like, oh, thank you, I love hearing that. You know, negative, right? Because yeah, he's giving you a compliment, you like hearing that, but in the same difference, he's sitting there and he's flirting with you, right? And the more that you go with that, the more that he feels he can get away with, right?
Those
next thing you know, it's him putting a hand on your knee whenever you're sitting there.
Those are the duck sauce niggas that they will sit there for
years. And that's two different generations telling you. Years. They will sit there for years, and they will sit there and fucking be best friends with your lady and stuff like that.
Some motherfuckers, they won't.
You'll get
they'll
married.
Sit there,
you'll get
it'll
married,
never happen.
All that kind of shit, and the next thing you
some
know,
motherfuckers will wait for that year, and
you have to go and you have to go on a trip or whatever, and she's pregnant and whatever, all that kind of shit. And he's sitting there and he's like, look, you know, I'm here for you. He's out on a trip because of work or whatever. Blah, 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 blah. He's probably doing some shady shit, babe. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. She's like, no, I love him. And he's like, no, don't worry about him. He's out there. He's got a hot assistant. I know you haven't seen her, but I've seen her. And just know she's hot, and he's probably fucking her. So, you know, whatever. You're pregnant, so why don't I just go ahead and come inside of you? You know, and that's how this shit starts.
Boom.
Like, and that's not only towards the women. That's towards the men too. The men do that shit on the opposite side of the foot too. You sit there and you have a female friend, right? You have a female friend. She's going through some shit, all that kind of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, be friends.
They're the duck sauce niggas.
But men typically, whenever they have female friends, it's a lot clearer line where they are. That's the difference. Is women will sit there and blur the line a little bit with their male friends and things like that. And be like, okay, compliments are fine and stuff like that. Men will be like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, you're an idiot. Like straight up. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've had friends that have sat there and wanted to fuck me. Like, the one you're talking about that I used to fucking buy weed from her stepdad and stuff like that. Like, that one, I can't tell you how many times she hit on me. I was like, no, we're not like that. Like, we're friends. Like, that's it. Like, I fucked her best friend. Don't get me wrong. I fucked her best friend, but I didn't fuck her. And the reason is that wasn't a relationship we had. I didn't want that. I didn't want anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, guys don't have to put their dick in everything.
I've had other girls get jealous of like, and I'm like, yo, I'm being dead ass honest with you, man. And I've had women, no, you're fucking. I'm like, look, I promise you, I'm not fucking this girl.
Like, straight up. And I don't expect every dude that my chick's hanging out with to be fucking him.
And I'm not
the same difference though, I do expect every dude that she's hanging out with to try to fuck her.
That I do know.
Whereas the chicks, but it goes back to,
even though motherfuckers be on some snake ass shit too, because I could meet you and you could still be on some snake shit. I don't know you from shit for shampoo. I just met you, so you might be doing your serpent shit.
Oh no, and that was the thing is like I was best friends with that chick, right? And she had boyfriends, right? She had dudes she was fucking and stuff like that, right? And they hated me because I was her best friend, and they're like, "Oh, you're fucking her." I was like, "Bro, give me your phone number. I'll text you all the time. We'll be best friends. I'll text you all the fucking time, even while we're hanging out with her. I will FaceTime you. Right. I don't fuck her, but that's what it takes because guys know guys. Guys know guys try to fuck women. It doesn't matter who they are, what status they are in their life, right? It goes back to everything and everything. Why do you think stepsister porn is a big thing right fucking now? Because dudes have no fucking shame. Right now, dudes have no fucking shame. You're willing to take somebody that you grew up with and watch a porn about having sex with them? That's no shame to me.
Boom.
That's why women are suspicious. But you have to give what you feed, right? So I don't expect my woman to fuck every man that she's with, and I don't expect her to that she is suspicious of me fucking every woman that I fuck or every woman that I'm with, right? Yeah. But you have to know, once again, it goes back to women fuck who they want and men fuck who they can. So, yes, men do have to put in more effort for it. That is a guaranteed fact.
That's all rip.
That's guaranteed fact. If you have a female friend and your woman is suspicious of it, you better be open as fuck about that shit. Even if you fucked 2 years ago, you let her know and you let her know how it was, how it ended, everything like that. And you fucking let her know off the rip everything where you are, share your location, everything like that, right? Yeah. Because you have to build that trust, okay? Same thing with the man, same thing with the woman, right? She sits there and she's like, oh, he's nothing. What are you going to think? You're going to think, oh, no, this is the motherfucker I have to worry about because she says don't worry about it, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
It's not the guy that she's saying, oh, he comes over and hits on me and smacks my ass at work and I tell him to go fuck off. That's not the guy you're worried about.
It's like the
guy you're worried about is the guy that she's like,
the husband work, or what is the husband?
Well, work husband.
Work husband. That's what that bullshit called.
Where, he's funny or whatever.
And that's crazy how motherfuckers say that. Yeah, I got a work husband, or motherfuckers say, I got a work wife. Man, I ain't never had none of that shit. Now, don't get me wrong. I might have had a chick at work that we were actually cool. Mm-hmm. We were cool, but there was no work wife.
Yep.
Or none of that shit.
I mean, look at my job. I work 24 hours.
I just got homegirls, and I got homeboys.
I work 24 hours with somebody, right? And like we were talking about earlier, like we're all hoes and stuff like that, right? I don't fuck every partner I'm with. I don't fuck any partner, right? I'm there for a paycheck. I'm there for a paycheck. I'm there to do my job. I'm not there to make friends. I'm not there to make relationships. I'm not there to do anything like that, right? It just so happens my girlfriend does the same job, but she does it somewhere else. Okay? We met through something
Keep
else.
talking to the people. I have to piss.
I got you.
This beer is running through me.
But, it doesn't mean that just because you work with them, you vibe with them, you have a great time with them, you have the same views, everything like that, it doesn't mean that you have to you have to be fucking. It doesn't. A lot of people take it that way where they sit there and they're like, oh, well, we get along real well. I got to put my dick in it. Obviously I have to put my dick. You don't have to, right? You can be friends. I've met my partner's boyfriend who's now fiance. Met him multiple times, hung out with him even without her, like where I've seen him at bars and things like that. Had a great time, everything like that. Like, and he knows that we're together 24 hours a day, every third day, 10 days a month. We're together for 24 hours, right? That is some trust it takes to have your woman. Like, you got to sit there and imagine having your woman with a man for 24 hours, right? Him and her, 24 hours, 10 days a month, okay? She can't always text you because she's driving or we're dealing with patients and things like that. You have to sit there and you got to deal with that, right? He is a great man for the simple fact that he can sit there and he understands, right? But in the same difference, I'm very open about it. I want to have her. I want to let him know because I've been doing this 11 years. I've watched people's relationships crumble because of that shit, because of the thought and everything like that. Like, I want to be friends with you. We're friends. I'm not fucking your woman. Like, we're good. Like, I know she's with you, everything like that. Blah 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 blah. But a lot of people don't do that, and that's why a lot of, like, I think relationships in emergency medicine and hospitals and things like that, like what 50% is the divorce rate now.
No, I heard it was like 80% now.
It's 80% in the medical field.
Well, I'm not sure about the medical field, but I know, and just regular shit, 80%.
It's 80%.
Of divorces are by women. Women, the ones that cause it, or not cause it, but the ones that always sign for the
It's
divorce.
like 80% in the medical field, and it's purely because of that. Because most of your time isn't spent with your spouse because of how our job is. It's spent with other people, and either a spouse gets jealous or you end up cheating. Like, it's one of the two. That's what ends up divorcing so many couples. But that's also why we end up marrying in the job or dating in the job and things like that, because you can't really be with somebody who doesn't understand the hours, the things you see, the things you handle. Like, you can't sit there and walk up to a random girl on the street who went to fucking, let's say Bishop Moore, right? She went to Bishop Moore. She graduated top of her class, stuff like that, right? I walk up to her and be like, yeah, I've handled like 20 dead babies in my career, right? She's not going to handle that the same as somebody who's been a paramedic as long as I have and who understands the sorrow that I have, the mental anguish that comes with that, like how you have to deal with it, all that kind of shit. That's why I have the girl that I have, because she understands it. She sits there and she sympathizes with it. She understands it. She's been through it, right? We were both working in Orlando whenever Pulse happened. If you want to bring up.
Oh yeah, ain't there like wasn't a reunion like last week or some shit?
Yeah,
like that?
It was last week. I actually got it on my Facebook where I was tagged in it by the company I worked for being there. Like, I wasn't there that night. I was there the next day, dealing with all the people we had to transport out of the hospital to handle those patients, and then the dead bodies, and then the families who had to come in and identify.
So you had to take
bodies.
out the bodies that were in there and shit.
They weren't in there whenever we got them. Those were federal agents.
Okay.
We dealt with the bodies to take them to the morgue. So we took them from point A to point B.
Okay.
But in the same difference, like, we still had to do that. We still had to be there for that. Yeah. You had to, and their bodies were intact. So the whole thing about where that thing went viral on Facebook, where 2 days later that thing fucked me up, because it was like, their phones were going off their pockets, and the morticianers and people who couldn't do anything about it because they have to be examined by the coroner, right? Their phones were still going off whenever they were in my ambulance, transporting them to the fucking morgue.
People looking for them and shit?
Yeah, their family, their loved ones, their friends.
Wow, that's crazy.
But we also didn't get any mental health on that. So that's for another discussion, though. Mental health is an entirely different thing whenever it comes to EMS, because that is an entire discussion.
Oh, yeah, y'all see the real deal of everything.
To put it in perspective for people, the regular person, right? The regular, ordinary person, this is taking everybody that doesn't work in healthcare or anything like that.
Yeah,
right?
they don't see much trauma and shit that y'all be seeing.
It's 3 to 6 instances of serious trauma that they see in their life. 3 to 6, okay? So that's 3 to 6 times, like whether it's, your dad beating you whenever you're a kid, you watching your mother get beat, you watching somebody commit suicide, like all of that all combined is 3 to 6 with an average American, okay? For a average first responder, okay, this is EMTs, paramedics, firefighters, police, right? Because the big thing was against police, right? So with police too, it is 400 to 600.
What the fuck?
400 to 600.
That's a big fucking jump, dog.
So you, as a normal human being who doing your own thing, working, podcasts, things like that, right? everything like that, it's 3 to 6 times you're going to see something traumatic, right? Whether it's, a family member dying or, like I said, suicide, something like that, right, in your life. Somebody jumps out in front of a car, ends up getting hit, whatever, right? That includes all of that. 3 to 6 versus 4 to 600. So whenever we say mental health is a huge, huge, huge factor in first responders, including police, it is a massive, massive thing that is underlooked by all of our jobs. Because
the thing with mental health, like, how do you know somebody's fucked up?
You don't.
So how do you study and do the mental health thing?
I should have been dead Christmas, not of last year, but the year before. I had suicide notes written. I had everything like that done. I had a plan. I had all that kind of stuff. I was going to kill myself.
Oh, shit.
I was going to do it in uniform, everything like that. You don't know. The reason I didn't do it is multiple reasons. I'm not going to go into it on here, but I had multiple reasons why not, right? I contacted help. That help actually denied me. But I'm still here because of fucking other. That's why I'm saying it's a whole nother discussion, because they say first responders, they have a huge PTSD thing. They have a huge, we need to talk about mental health. But then whenever it comes to mental health and I come out and reach, I'm given a waiting list. I tell you I'm going to kill myself right now, and I'm told, I'll get back to you in 3 to 5 business days.
What the fuck?
And then I get a text message that says, yeah, I'm too busy. You need to contact somebody else.
Nah, double call.
Now, I'm not giving that as an excuse. A lot of people are going to want to sit there and put in the comments that that's an excuse for why police do what they do, all that kind of thing. It's not an excuse, right? I still treat people like human beings, even with everything that I've been through 11 years of doing this job, right? I still treat you like a human being. If you call for help, I'm going to help you, okay? Police are the same way. It's the difference on how they react to certain situations. There's certain situations in my career, I've watched somebody blow their brains out in front of me twice, okay? If I watch somebody reach for something, I'm going to react different than somebody who's never watched somebody blow their own brains out.
Yeah, because
right?
you've seen the shit.
So it's the same thing with police, right? If they've been shot at before, they're going to react different. Because there was a night that they almost didn't go home to their family. And there was a night that something happened that
changed their fucking life.
Changed everything. That doesn't mean that they're racist. That doesn't mean this. That doesn't mean that. That means that they had, it's a literal ingrainment of your personality that happens whenever you go through trauma repeatedly, over and over and over again, right? And something so detrimental as losing your life, right? Like if you were to sit there and you were to eat peanuts, okay, and you almost lose your life over peanuts, are you going to eat peanuts again?
You're going to be scared as fuck about eating the peanuts.
Somebody brings peanuts out, what are you going to do? You're gonna
look at them.
Are you going to overreact at it? Yeah, because that shit almost killed me, right? That's the problem, is that people don't switch the shoe on the other foot. That was the whole movement, everything like that. I'm not saying that there's not bad cops. I'm not saying that there's not bad people, right? We have bad paramedics that do fucking shitty medicine. I call them out all the time, okay? But as a whole, we have just an ingrainment of we're here to help you. But in the same difference, you have something fighting saying that I have so much trauma that is undealt with that certain scenarios are going to conflict.
Wow. Yo, we got to say that for the next episode, man. But my boy Craiginator said he going to be here tomorrow to talk some more shit.
I'll be here tomorrow. I'll give you more shit. I'm off for the whole fucking week, so we can do this.
He'll be here tomorrow, and we're going to continue this for part 2, because I definitely want to talk about that, man. That's some real shit.
Yeah.
And we're a little swilled right now, so tomorrow we'll be a little bit more sober. We could talk about this on. I mean, either way we're swilled or not, it doesn't even matter. But I definitely want to talk some more about that shit.
I'll be swilled tomorrow too, because that's what comes with it: substance abuse.
Oh, see?
That's why we have regular drug tests at work, because we're known to go into substances because of trauma that is unresolved that they refuse to help us resolve.
Save this shit, bro. We're gonna save this for another episode for tomorrow.
Oh, man. This is a fucking
So
Hit her.
people, man.
I'll go on for hours. Like y'all will know everything between the fucking emergency response system. Y'all will know fucking everything between my own story. My own story between when I felt I needed help and then the time that I was literally engulfed with rage, which is the only reason why I'm alive, is because of the rage I felt of the system that failed me. Wow. Like imagine going to somebody, right? You're like, oh, I need help, right?
When they turn their back on you.
But your entire career is helping people. You call 911, I have to come help you. It doesn't matter what it is. Oh, I stubbed my toe in the middle of the night. I feel like it's broken. Take me to the hospital. It's 3 a.m. You haven't slept all day. Okay, let's get you on the stretcher. Let's get you to the hospital. Let's go get you evaluated. Let's go get your toe taken care of. Let's do all that kind of shit, right? Your entire job is, no matter how small or how big the issue is, everything from a stubbed toe to my own father died in front of me and I want you to bring him back, and getting beaten on by the kids to bring them back and all that kind of shit, and the trauma that all of that brings on, or not even a full-grown adult, a child. Somebody wakes up and their child's not breathing. You get called out. And you show up. You pull up in front of their house. They throw their kid at you. Right? Because kids tug on heartstrings. So they throw a kid at you. This kid's not breathing. It's blue. Doesn't have a pulse. Things like that, right?
Wow.
And you have to do that, right? From stubbed toes to dead babies is our entire job. 24 hours a day, every third day. And then my job has mandatory, which means I'm required to not go home. And I have to stay an additional X amount of hours. After my shift is over, because they don't have people to cover, so I have to stay for 36, 48 hours and sit there and run these calls. But then the time I ask for help, I'm denied.
It's kind of like the military. These boys go out. Well, all you servicemen that go out and do all this shit.
Never lump us. So one thing that we always are very big proprietors of is never lump us with service people, because service people have a completely different trauma, right? And I'll give them that, right? Like, we both have trauma. There's no denying that we both have trauma, everything like that. We both need help, everything like that. They have a different side of trauma, right? Okay. There's a difference in trauma of Pop died and he's 93 years old and he died and his 76-year-old daughter is beating on my back to fucking bring him back, versus you're 22 years old, just deployed overseas, and you watch your 21-year-old, brother get blown up. There's a completely different animal to that. I will never, ever, ever sit there and try to put myself equal to their trauma, but we both have our own different kinds of trauma.
Word.
And that's a whole entire different conversation, because I worked in San Antonio for a good long time. San Antonio is a military city. For those who don't know.
Yeah, I used to live out there.
And all of my partners were fresh off deployment, combat medics. They were combat medics. They were flight medics. They were just fucking infantry that came out and they were like, oh, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to go into EMS. Because the reason they go into our job, EMS and fire, is we are paramilitary. So we kind of have that military feel. We have ranks, things like that. We have respect. We have brotherhood, right? Because we know that nobody's going to feel the trauma that we do.
Gotcha.
Same thing with the military. They know nobody's going to feel the trauma that they do. That's the same reason why you see somebody who comes back from deployment and they go, just send me back out. I can't be here. I need to go back out there with people who understand. And it's the same thing with EMS people. Like, I've been doing this 11 years. I've seen a lot of shit. I've done a lot of shit. I've held a lot of shit in my fucking hands. And I wouldn't do any other job because I couldn't. I know I couldn't. It would either be boring or I would just find everything just absolutely just mind-numbing.
Wow. Yo, did you see my man Craig, bro, from a young kid?
12 years ago. From 12 years ago of where I used to sit there.
Speaking some grown man shit like I be trying to tell y'all, man, but...
Where I used to sit there and I fresh out of high school, I was doing construction since I was like 14, smoking Newports and fucking,
Word.
hanging out, doing construction, all that kind of shit just to help pay bills around the house. And then now, doing what I do now and having a completely just flipped it's not a flipped reality on life. It's more of like it's like having the camera here and then just adjusting it here. Everybody thinks this is a big deal, and then you pull the camera back here, right? So somebody who finds something a big deal, I would be like, yeah, we'll just handle it. And that's why you can't date people outside the field, because they're like, no, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. That's not a big deal.
You already been through it. You already know how to handle it.
Like, it's super cliche. It's super cliche, and anybody else who's a first responder is going to hate that I say this. But it's one of those things where it's like I deal with life and death, or I deal with like critical situations all the time at work. So if this is just, having a roof over our head, or, paying the bill this month or anything like that, like, we'll figure it out. Like, that's not a big deal.
It's kind of like me. I'm like that. Like, I'll figure it out. But
you've been like that for years.
Yeah.
You've been like that for years.
It's just that hustle in me, man. I'm always gonna figure some shit out, man. It's always like that. And if you got that in you, you're always gonna be all right.
Bro, even whenever I lived on your fucking couch for like a month, dude. Like, that's exactly what it was. It was like, you're like, no. I was like, yo, man, let me give you some money. You're like, nah, man, we got it. I was like, bro, like, come on, man. And you're like, nah. I was like, yo, come on,
when
man.
it's my turn, I know people gonna hold me down. That I know. And I'm the type of motherfucker, I don't want nothing. But when people do know that I'm in that dire need, I guess I know people gonna hold me down. And it is what it is.
And you have always been one. You have always been one that if you were to ever hit me up, I always have you.
Yeah, dog. You know what's how it is, man. Ain't nothing changed, bro.
Like, whether it was the fucking
except for the grades on my shit, but it don't matter how old motherfuckers get. Some people, man, like it just don't change. Some people, things change.
But that's the other problem, is y'all motherfuckers want to change y'all motherfucker and expect other people to treat you the same. That's another conversation. That's something that most of you aren't ready for, is that you sit there and you have childhood friends and you're like, oh, well, they're not acting the same, so I don't like them anymore. It's like, no, because people change. Every 6 years, you're a new person. You go through experiences, you have life experiences.
Yeah, you go
deal
through
with
shit.
People, like, you're like, oh, they're not the same whenever I was a kid. Like, no, that doesn't matter. What matters is the way that they value you. Now,
if you change for the good and you want some positive shit, yeah, we always going to be solid, man. Mm-hmm. Even if we don't see each other for years, but as long as you're doing some positivity, we're always going to be good. But if you if I come back and see you, or you come back and see me 5 or 10 years from now, and I'm still doing the same exact shit,
well,
that's some stagnated shit, bro. And the question is, like, what's going on?
The biggest thing between us, right, is that whenever we link up, like, because we've linked up a couple times throughout the years, like, not for long, but it's usually like, yo, what's up, man? Like, let's catch up real quick, like, that kind of thing. But it's never, yo, I need this. Or you're never like, oh, I need that. Like, it's always like, yo, man, let's hang out. Let's catch up for a little bit. Let's do something like this. I have a podcast now. Let's fucking talk shit on it. All right, cool. Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Let's do that. It's not I need something from you, or it's not I have to have something. It's not that you.
Nah, it's come through. Let's chill, man.
But that's
if you want to go do something, if we can, I got time, let's go do it.
Yep, exactly. But that's the difference, is a lot of people hold their friendships to values.
Yeah, that is true.
A lot of people hold their friendships to values, right? Listen to that one more time. A lot of people hold their friendships to values. You sit there and you have a friend, right? And you're like, oh, I don't really fuck with that motherfucker, right? But, oh, he somehow brings hot bitches to the parties, or he does this or he does that. That's his value. As soon as he quits doing that, what are you going to do with him? Forget about him, right?
That's because he ain't bringing no hot bitches around for you.
Most of you hold your fucking best friends like that, too. Like, oh, my boy sit there and, like, he can do this or he can do that, blah, 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 blah. That's why I hold on to him. Like, no, that's not what it should be. It should be that you're just...
That's how you know who your homies are, especially when shit get real. Yep. That's when you really know who your friends are. But that's how you, like, see, this is where people get fucked up a lot, too. Because people will be like, oh, this is my friend, this is my friend, this is my friend. Okay, yeah, that's your friend. But, bro, no, that's your friend for this particular thing. Like, I have homies that I smoke bud with.
I have four different...
That's what we do. When I see you, we smoke bud. If there's no bud on the table, there's no bud. Nigga, we will not call each other. There is no talking. There's nothing.
I have 4 different levels, right? This is how I split up people in my life, right? I don't know how any of you do it, whatever. I split it up this way, right? I have friends, which are people I would literally drop out of my job. I would literally be at work and be like, I need to go help them, right? Friends, okay? I have buddies, which are people that I hang out with, you know, whether at work, outside of work, you know, whatever. We have a good time together, all that kind of shit, you know, whatever, right? I have acquaintances. Buddies, I would do like anything that doesn't require money, right? Hey man, my car broke down. Can you pick me up? You know, well nowadays with the gas prices, like that would be money. But you know,
gas
like,
prices right now. Like, hold on,
usually
bro.
it would be like the guy that's like, hey man, look, my car
How
broke
far
down.
are you?
I'm calling you out. Like, help me out. Like, okay, you know, whatever, man. But the friend would be like, dude, I got arrested. I got some shit last night at the bar. I need you to bail me. I'm not doing that for a buddy. Like, I know you, we're cool, but I'm not doing that for you.
Nah.
A friend, fuck yeah, I'll bail you out 1,000 times a day. I'll put my fucking own house and car up for that.
Yeah, because you can have some homies and all that, but you got to have the homies, too, that are responsible.
That's why your friends got to be like this. Your friends got to be like this. Like, you can have you can have a shit ton of fun with buddies. You can hang out with a buddy 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, right?
I don't mean he's a dog.
Doesn't mean he's a friend. Doesn't mean he's
doesn't
somebody
mean
that you'll do anything
dog.
for.
He's just a motherfucker you hang out with. Y'all got something in common right now. Y'all chilling. Only certain people you're like, yo, this is my dog.
Yep. Doesn't mean he's somebody that would even do it for you. And that's the difference. That's another main difference between friend and buddy is if I were to sit there and I were like, yo, or you were like, yo, Craig, I need some help. Bro, got you. Right?
Yeah, vice versa.
I honestly can't tell you how many times I hit up your old phone number. I was like, damn. I was like, he just leave me on fucking red.
Nah,
like,
bro, never
but
that.
Somebody else has your phone number. So it literally said red, and I was like, yo, bro, like, what the fuck? And then you hit me up on whenever you started doing your podcast. You hit me up on fucking Facebook, and I was like, yo, this motherfucker got some nerve because he hasn't been hitting me up and all that kind of shit. You know, whatever, man, I'll watch it, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then we started talking, and I was like, oh, he doesn't have that number anymore. It's not his fucking number. Like,
yeah.
He hasn't been ghosting me. It's a misunderstanding, right?
Nah, I don't ghost nobody, man. Like, if we was on good terms, we always gonna be on good terms.
Exactly.
Like, I don't ever ghost nobody.
Exactly.
Now I might be a busy motherfucker because I do be.
And that shit happens.
But
you also
I don't
can't
ghost
expect your
nobody.
friends,
I don't ghost nobody.
You also can't expect your friends to be there 24/7. They have other shit they got to do. They got wives, girlfriends.
If you live in life, trust me, like you got shit going on because especially here in Florida, I know that because bills ain't cheap out in this motherfucker.
Bro, I'm out at the beach. You're not catching me on my fucking phone.
Bills
I've got
are
my
not
playlist
cheap out
I've
in
got
this
my playlist
motherfucker.
playing. I got that bitch in the trunk of my fucking Jeep, and I've got my fucking boombox playing. I'm just hanging out. That's it.
So you gotta go get it.
You're not reaching me. You're not doing shit. You use your one phone call to get me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to call you back. Like, that's what it is. You realize, just because you have their phone number also doesn't mean that they're available to you 24/7.
People got lives.
They got lives. They got family. They got all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Especially whenever you get older. Like whenever you're 18, you ain't got shit. You know, oh, I work at this fucking pizza shop for 4 hours, right? Like, okay, I expect you to be available for fucking 20 hours a day.
It's crazy now. That's true because as you get older, man, like things just that shit changes. You had like 500 motherfucking homies.
You'll see a text message from
now
somebody.
You got like 3 or 4.
And you won't leave it on red, but you'll sit there and you'll hold it up and you read what it says and you're like, I got to deal with that later. And then you put your phone down.
Put it right back down.
Everybody does that shit. Don't say you don't because you're a fucking liar. Because
That's
everybody
the
does
other
that
shit. Boy, that's when people, I hate that. Because I'm like, motherfucker, you have that phone on you all the time.
Yep. I watch you.
Don't tell me.
Every time we go out and we hang out, that's the thing that pisses me off.
You have the phone on you like this.
Especially about women. You sit there and you hang out with them and they're on their phone all the time and then you sit there and text them and they don't text you back.
I can sit there and dig it that I'll give you the pass on it. Mm-hmm. Yes. You're going to have to charge the phone. So once in a blue moon, you got it. Or 3 times, I'll give you a pass.
But even still, they got a 10-foot fucking charger that reaches to their goddamn living room.
Some do, some some do, some don't. That's why I give you the benefit of the doubt. You say your phone charging? Okay, I'll leave you alone, whatever about the blah. I don't care. Let your phone charge. Mm-hmm. If you're driving, because I don't like to text and drive either, so I'll let you slide on that too.
That part. That's why I called you earlier, because I was like, oh, he's probably still driving. Let me go ahead and call him. See how
what's
he's
the third one? I said that. See, I'm getting fucked up. I can't remember the third one.
I'm going to tell you right now, my phone is at 2% while I'm on a ladies' night out. Ain't going to fly anymore.
No, yeah.
That shit ain't going to fly.
Nah.
You can't turn your fucking phone
So you can do 1 or 2 things then. Since that bitch is at 2%, you can better go sit over there in the corner and plug that bitch up till it get about 100 to 50%, Or you can be like, hey, I guess we're gonna have to cut this bitch off. But I'm the type of dude too. I don't be no trippy dude either. Cause I ain't gonna sit there when you tell me your girl's night out. I ain't bothering you.
Oh no, yeah, no,
I'll let you go do your thing. Now, if you start hitting me up, then that's when I hit you up.
Yeah, exactly. My issue is whenever you're texting me and you're like, oh, blah 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 blah, because obviously you're having a boring night out with the girls, right? You're having a boring night out with the girls. You're texting me all that kind of shit, and you go, oh, my phone's at 2%. I'll text you later. That's when I have the issue because that means you found somebody interesting enough to get you off your phone.
Facts.
That is my issue.
Ooh.
Yep. You can't sit there and be like, oh, Vanessa's being a whore and fucking so and so is off doing this kind of stuff. I'm just sitting here doing my own thing at the table, watching everybody's purses, and then I'm texting you. You're texting back immediately, right? So obviously you're sitting there watching the purses. You're texting back immediately. You're bored, all that kind of shit, and then 10 minutes later, right, I send you a text. I'm like, oh, that sucks, whatever, right? And then you text me back 10 minutes later. Oh, by the way, my phone's on 2%. Now you've had somebody approach you, and you're like, okay, well, I'm not trying to be on my phone while I'm talking to them.
Somebody caught your attention.
Right? But then when we're sitting there watching Netflix or whenever we're hanging out at the house or we go out to the beach and stuff like that, like notifications are getting answered, though, right? Notifications are getting answered.
All day. But not yours.
That's why I suggest this to everybody. Phone up rule. Me and my girl's phone is always face up.
Oh, that's how you know.
We can.
If the phone is always down, then you know some shit's going on.
Yep.
And like to me, like my girl knows my password to my phone, all that shit.
My girl knows mine. I know hers. All that kind of shit.
My slick ass and all that shit. You couldn't have none of that shit. Now I don't give a fuck because I ain't doing shit. Like I don't be out there doing shit. You can go to my phone, go check my shit right now. There ain't shit for you to get mad at. And if there's shit that you see, trust me, it ain't nothing that's like to date. It's like,
that was the thing.
Something from Google Photos or something.
My buddy was going through my phone the other day in front of my lady, and he's like, "Oh, let's see what you have in there." And she goes, "Whose ass is that?" I said, "That's from fucking months ago." And he pulls up the date on it. Luckily, they have fucking dates on them.
Exactly.
Now. And he's like, "Yeah, that's before you." And she's like, "Okay, I can't get mad at it." I said, "No, you can't." That's
some shit that's from Google Photos or something that I saved, or that's somebody that sent me some shit.
Well, because I don't go through.
Because I don't go through my phone deleting shit, and I usually just save everything. I just do.
That's not an excuse. That's legitimately like I don't go through my photos. Like I don't go through my photos unless I'm trying to like I just posted.
I'm kind of a hoarder when it comes to that. I hoard my photos and I hoard my text messages. So it's not that I sit. It's just, I'm not gonna lie. Some days I sit back bored that I ain't really doing shit.
I go through and I start deleting them.
Let me just go through the photos.
Yep.
I start going through shit. I remember shit. Some shit I delete. Some shit I look back and laugh at and remember this shit, and that's it.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Or I'll go through.
That's a good thing that saves our asses. That it does have the date shit on it. So I'm like, yo, you can look at the date.
Look at the date time. Date time. That's when it was viewed. That's whenever I replied. That's what was seen.
Look,
this is what I sent
years ago.
Nothing was deleted.
Some people get mad. They're
like you get all of that.
Why you still get mad? Why you still got that shit? Because I've had some like other females get on me like that. I'm like, what does it matter? I know you got some old pictures. Now I'm not sitting here like, looking at them. It's just pictures. It's just stuff that I had from my days when I was younger.
Yeah, like I'm sure my girl has a dick photo. Do I care? No. Do I want to see it?
I just don't want to see it. Yeah, and I'll have the same mutual respect for you.
Like, go for it.
Like I'm not going through these pictures
going through your phone
in front of you and showing you these pictures. It's just pictures that are there, and I'm just scrolling through them, looking at them. Like if you might have some pictures from an old boyfriend or this and that. I don't care as long as you don't show them to me or try to be explicit or rub it in my face, and we're solid.
I don't give a fuck.
But we all have memories.
I honestly don't even give a fuck if that's what you jerk off to later. Like I really don't give a shit.
We all have memories. And
like
some people do like the extra shit. I don't. I just shit that I have. So when it's time that I'm bored, I look at it and I start laughing at it or think about shit. But that's about it.
So whenever I say that, anytime I say that, I'm like, I don't give a shit if you jerk off to your ex's photos and stuff like that, right? I get a lot of heat, and the reason is people are like, oh, well, it's their ex, blah blah blah. They can go back. I said no. As long as the connections are cut, I don't give a shit because it's actually statistically proven. If you ask any married woman. You walk up to her and you go, did you marry the best dick you ever had?
They're going to tell you no.
She's going to tell you no. So if she's having alone time, right? She's still fucking you. She's not fucking anybody else. She's having alone time, and she wants to look at the fucking mongoloid that she was getting plowed by fucking 2 years before you're together. What do I give a shit? I still enjoy that shit fucking every other day or however long I'm allowed to fuck it. Like, what do you give a shit? Like, fuck it. And a lot of people take a lot of offense in their dick size. Nah. If she's with you...
that's what you got blessed with, and that's what you get.
I had a buddy who had a micro penis, and I have seen it. It is a micro penis.
Now that's bad.
It is the size of the tip of my pinky. Look at this. Look at this. Imagine that going in your woman, right? So he met this woman playing a video game, okay? World of Warcraft. Met her playing World of Warcraft, right? They got together. They were together for I think 3.5 years. The reason they broke up is she wanted kids and he didn't. So they broke up because he said, I don't want to have kids. And he's got a dick this big.
Nigga, you should have got with her, married her, and did whatever you could.
That's what anybody else would say, right?
And she would have been willing to deal with you and your little pee-pee.
Have the fucking kids. You might not even have the kids. The sperm doesn't even go deep enough with your little cock. Like, you're sitting there rubbing the fucking clit, and you're like, ugh. Like, it's not going inside. Like, we know that. Like, I seen it. I seen it hard. It was that big. Like, he was very upfront about it. He's like, yo, I got a micro dick. You want to see it? And I was like, not really. He goes, well, there it is. You know? Like, I was like, okay, that's a micro penis. Never seen one before. That was basically like, my eyes were raped that day. But I was like, okay, that's a micro dick. And he's like, yeah, you know, I broke up with my last girl like 2 months ago. I said, why? And he goes, she wanted kids and I didn't. And I was like, bro, put fucking kids in that bitch. Like, she wanted you for that. She wanted you in that.
If she wanted you to do that, you might as well went ahead and
I'm
did
subconscious about mine. And I'm not a micro penis size. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you better fucking marry that woman. Like, what are you talking about?
And if she looks good too, like, you bugging, bro. Like, I don't get it.
But that's my perfect example of you. It doesn't matter about dick size. She could have her ex-boyfriend could be fucking 13 inches.
What's the old saying? It ain't the size of the boat, it's the motion in the ocean.
It could be fucking Johnny Sims that was the last one plowing that bitch out. Right?
Johnny was knocking him down, though.
Oh, he is. Like, that fucking, if it says Johnny Sims in the title, I'm clicking on that Pornhub. Like, fucking immediately. But him or, who's the other one? The one with the tattoo, like, where his entire leg's blacked out, and then it's got the fucking letters going up.
I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Fuck, man. Like, that dude fucks. But I'm not giving her shit about whatever she's had before. Like, my girl now, she's fucking had bigger dicks than mine. I don't care. Like, she's even told me. She's like, yeah, I've had bigger dicks than mine. Oh, they hurt, blah. I don't care. That's not my issue. My issue is that I get you off, you get me off, but in between sex, it's not boring. Yeah. We can go out, we can have fun, we can do things, we can be together.
As long as we can hang out and be cool, then
I'm not miserable with you as a person, right? Because you can have the tightest, wettest, fucking most gorgeous pussy in the fucking world. And if that bitch doesn't vibe with you, if you don't have the same personality or the same interests or anything like that,
it's gonna be shits,
bro. You're just gonna be miserable because all you're doing is arguing the whole fucking time.
Word.
Like, you're just sitting there and you're like,
if y'all can't hang out and chill for 15 minutes,
and you're like, bro, it's always like this. Like, why can't we just fuck? Like, I just want to fuck because that's the best part of the relationship. Then
and fucking is only gonna be fucking for so long.
Yeah, go with the fucking, like we said, the 30 scale, right? Go with the fucking 18 out of 30, right? The 18 out of 30 that you were fucking vibing with and you had a great time and everything like that, your girl could be a fucking 28, right? I've only seen like 130 in my life. Or I've only fucked 130 in my life. And that was based off of looks only. If I put in personality, that bitch was a 7. But, because you have to distinguish off of that.
Fuck them up.
You can sit there and fucking be the most gorgeous girl in the world, but if your personality sucks, I don't want you.
Yeah. As I say, personality takes you a long way. Looks will take you too.
We have kids.
But after a while, looks only goes for so far. But personality will definitely take you a fucking long way.
Like, I want kids. I have kids with you. My kid turns out like you, and I don't like your personality. Bro, you're both going up for adoption. Like,
we're gonna put your ass up on eBay.
I'm gonna be like, yo, who wants a fucking wife and a +1?
Right? We got them here for the Lowski.
Yeah, like, I'm only keeping you around if I actually like you. But Yeah, like you got to sit there and you got to take that into factor, right? You're sitting there and you're banging a fucking 18, right? She's not the best fuck you've ever had. She's not the hottest bitch you've ever been with, but her personality is exactly what you're looking for in a woman.
That's a winner.
That's a winner. She doesn't have to be a perfect 30.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for their fucking 20 to 30. Like, no, not at all, man. Not at all. Not everybody's lucky like me. Right? She's going to be watching this. You're a fucking 29 and a half. But, you know, you can't sit there and you can't search for a perfect 30 the entire time. You got to find something that, and the biggest thing is personality. Because like he was saying, looks only last so long. You know, yeah. You'll be the hottest bitch in the club for the next 2 years. The next 2 years.
There's going to be someone coming out younger, fresher than you, boo-boo.
Yep. And then you're going to be old news. And then guess what? Now instead
and
of
especially now the way technology in the future is, we are trained now to have like, I mean, you're like ADD right now. You only pay attention to something for like a quick second, then you're off to the next thing. Another quick second, you're off to the next thing. It's always something new.
Facebook and TikTok fuck me up on that, right? Because I'll be sitting there and I'll be going through my TikTok and shit like that, and it's all like dark humor and shit like that or whatever, right? And there'll be like a chick shaking her ass, and then I'll read the comment. Or we read the description, by the way, I'm 15. Like, why the fuck are you posting this? You look like you're fucking 20. Nope. And then I'll fucking block that fucking account.
Yeah, fuck.
But you'll get shit like that all the time. Where they're sitting there and they're fucking doing all kinds of hood, like doing fucking dances and fucking this and that. And they'll be out there fucking doing all kinds of like, thirst trap. And then you you look at it and they have to say like if they're over or under 18. And they'll be like, "Oh, I'm 23," and it's like, "Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you're hot. Whatever." And then it'll sit there and be like,
slutty.
"It's like, oh, by the way, I'm fucking 15, 16." It's like, "Yo, bro,
scratches.
Fucking, what are you doing?
Fuck out of here.
Delete,
what are you doing?
Like,
prank caller. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here." But those kinds of apps allow that. Like I have it on Facebook too. Like where I'll have random fucking accounts that'll sit there and they pay enough money to where they pop up as an ad or something like that, and it'll be like fucking 15, 16-year-old girl. I'm like, "Yo. I don't want to see this. I've proven this a million times. I don't want to see this. Stop popping it up on my shit."
You hear, man? It's the real talk, man.
And I know plenty of other people have that. Oh, sorry.
No, you good. You good.
I did, like plenty of other people have that shit. Like even with porn, where they're like, "Oh, barely 18." Like I don't want to see barely 18. I'm 30 fucking years old. I want to see a girl who knows what the fuck she's doing with her pussy. Like I'm not trying to see a girl lay there on her back and fucking. I want to see a bitch who fucking sits there and knows how to fucking ride. Cowgirl, reverse cowgirl, fucking sideways, like fucking sit there and fucking suck the balls and the cock. Like I'm trying to see that kind of shit. Like I'm not trying to sit there and watch some girl lay on her back for fucking 20 minutes.
You see a master at her best.
Yeah, well the guy tries to come because he's like, well, you're not doing anything, so this is kind of hard. You know what I mean? Like no, like that doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Oh man. Bro, I can see we can go on this all night, man.
Bro, I can go all fucking day. You'll probably have to cut this into like 2 pieces. Here's what we'll do the cut.
No, but that's it. This is what we're going to do the cut right now because we're going to continue part 2 tomorrow. If not, we could go all night, but peoples, I have to get up at 5 in the morning to start work again.
Oh, that's right. My bad, brother.
So, no, we're good. So with that being said, people, stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of part 2. And Craiginators, is there anything else you want to say? Maybe a shout out or plug to anybody?
Shout out to Stephanie. Shout out to my boy Lucas, my roommate, everything like that. And, of course, plug it in where be safe, wear a condom, or use Plan A, as I call it.
There you go.
Don't be having kids with people you don't want to have kids with.
Ooh, see, that's some real shit.
That's people, for tomorrow.
Don't forget to check us out because we're definitely going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about mental health. So check us out on all major platforms, man. That's on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts. You can also check us out, which you already know, with Facebook Live. Yep. We do this shit, people. It's shockalou dreams, man. We talk that shit, walk that shit, and always be about that shit. We will continue for the rest of the night, but like I said, people, I have to get that paper. So if you don't move, you don't eat, and that is the motherfucking slogan. So with that being said, people, wash your hands, be safe, and last but not least, I would scream it, but I got people sleeping now. So just
wash your ass.
There you go. Do it.
Exclusive. This is a Luca.